Bruh, you remember them shorts Coach Bartz used to wear to practice?
They're so long, bro. They're like down the ear. There's always a long sleeve gray or yellow shirt with the longest green shorts in the world.
Bruh, you got on short capri jeans.
There was no, like, bro, come on. Decide on a pant before you leave the house, bro. Is it shorts? Are they capris? You going to wear pants today? Make a decision, bro. Commit.
He couldn't. He couldn't.
What's up, YouTube? Welcome to another edition of the Got Next podcast. I'm your host, Mitchell Baldwin. My co-host, Donovan Moore on the other side. And obviously, last episode, we talked to y'all about the NFC and what that's going to look like. So this episode, we're going to talk about the AFC, rank each team, and just kind of see who's going to win the division, which teams might flop, things like that. So make sure you guys like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. And without further ado, let's get into the episode.
You ready, Playboy?
Yo, turn it up, Slay. I can't hear nothing.
Alrighty, so starting with the American Football Conference, we're going to start with the AFC East, and that is the division that has the Bills, Dolphins, Patriots, and Jets. The last 2 years, the Bills pretty much dominated this division, although, it looks like the Dolphins got a little bit more competitive, even though they were pretty good under Brian Flores. They got Mike McDaniel as their head coach, and they added Tyreek Hill. So Jalen Waddle is now their number 2 wide receiver, and Tyreek Hill is number 1 receiver. So they made some good acquisitions. But let's be real. Do any of you guys think the Bills have a major competitor in this division heading into this year?
No. I'm gonna say no.
Patriots will always be at least the average because they got Belichick as their head coach, but I don't really expect anything big from them this year. I think the Dolphins will come in second place in this division. Then I think it will go Patriots. And even though I think Zach Wilson will be a very improved quarterback in his sophomore year, he still is the Jets quarterback, so I still expect the Jets to beat the seller of this division.
Yeah, I mean, obviously, if any team is going to be, I think the most consistent story here is going to be the Jets being at the end. I think everybody can agree on that.
I think Jets at the end, Bills in the front, and the Dolphins, Patriots might be interchangeable, but I actually do think the Dolphins will be a little better than them.
I feel like if you think the Dolphins are going to win this, you just kind of believe into it. That's really what it is. Because, I mean, the Dolphins have everything else on paper, but like... Mm-hmm. It's just about what Tua does this year. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Bills and then Dolphins and then Patriots and Jets.
We're going to find out who the better Bama quarterback is between Mac Jones and Tua this year.
Yeah, exactly.
Mac Jones. I think it might be Tua. But we'll settle that score this year. All right, so next on the my favorite division, the AFC North, we got the Ravens, Bengals, Browns, and Steelers, and many would argue, I guess not even an argument, it's kind of a fact, the Steelers are the only team out of those 4 without a quarterback, without a legit quarterback. I mean, but they did draft Kenny Pickett, but looks like he definitely won't be starting this year. It looks like it will probably be Trubisky.
I mean, the Browns might be without a quarterback.
Yeah,
too.
The Browns could be a quarterback without at least 6 weeks, guaranteed some time. But just because of that, I actually don't think the Steelers will come in last in the division, because I think for a team like the Steelers, all they need is a crack in another team like that to one up a team. And the Steelers will obviously have, I think they'll have the best defense. I think they might have the best defense in the league, but definitely top 5. I think with T.J. Watt, Cameron Hayward, and Minkah Fitzpatrick, that you got a star on the line, linebackers, and secondary. That to me is at least the top 5 defense. So enough to win the division, probably not, because Joe Burrow and Lamar Jackson, quarterback that much better than what we currently have. It should be one of those 2 teams win the division. I'll go with the Ravens this year, just because they were really unhealthy last year, and that kind of bit him late in the season. So I'll go with the Ravens, followed by the Bengals, and the Steelers and Browns.
Wow, you had the Browns at the end.
Yeah.
Okay. This is actually very difficult to pick. I am between the Bengals and the Ravens right now, so I'm going to let Dono go, and then you can come back to me.
I'm going with the Ravens. I'm going to take the Ravens. Last year, even with all the injuries before Lamar got hurt, they were 8-3, first in the AFC. They were playing great football, so add everybody back. I feel like they kind of fell off a bit at the receiver position, losing Hollywood, but
I think they're really good. Yeah.
That's what I'm thinking. Like, who's Lamar throwing to though?
Only Mark Andrews.
Rashad Bateman, I think will have a good season.
Mm-hmm. Yeah.
But I feel like people always doubt Lamar, and he just constantly has to prove people wrong. And I feel like that chip on his shoulder just continues to fuel him. And then they're going to have their defense back at full strength. Marcus Peters, Marlon Humphrey. So I like the Ravens to win this division, especially with Dobbins coming back too. So that run game is going to be very pivotal.
I feel that. I do feel that. I'm going to go with the Bengals here. I hate to say it, kind of, because, I mean, the Bengals are still young. You know, obviously, I don't think it was a fluke that they got to the Super Bowl, but can they do it 2 times in a row? Probably not.
Probably not.
But, so, I think I'm going to go with the Ravens. I don't know. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I talked myself out of it. I'm going to go with the Ravens. I don't really know who Lamar's throwing to, but I think it's a contract year for Lamar. He's obviously trying to get that extension. Everybody's getting that floor of 230, so we're going to have to see, and I think he's going to bet on himself this year, and I'm going to bet on Lamar as well. So, yeah, I'm going to go with the Ravens.
And I also think definitely 2 teams are coming out of this division for the playoffs. And, I mean, if I'm not a Ravens fan, obviously they're my least favorite team, but if I was a Ravens fan, I'd probably rather be a wild card because history just shows they're not it when they're at home in the playoffs.
Yeah,
but they have the type of team that can win on the road in the playoffs. So, I mean, I think a lot of people will argue if the Ravens do have a underwhelming season, they'll argue that Lamar has peaked. But I won't say there's been any signs of that yet because he has balled out in the regular season. He hasn't shown it in the postseason yet, so it'll be interesting to see what happens this year. Next, we'll move on to the AFC South, where we got the Texans, Colts.
This is gross.
Jaguars and Titans. Yeah, it's probably the grossest division in the conference.
Disgusting.
Even though I'm not as sold on the Titans winning this division as I was for the Bills in the East, I do think they have the best team. Obviously, the Colts do what they do every year and get a 1-year quarterback. Looks like it's Matt Ryan this year. Maybe he'll be a 2-year quarterback if he's decent this year, but he probably only has 2 years left in his career, to be honest with you. And even though Ryan Tannehill isn't really that good either, and kind of is the reason they got eliminated last year. Regular season Ryan Tannehill has always been good enough to have them win their division. And obviously they have Derrick Henry. I don't think they're gonna run his ankles off like they did last year. I think they'll kind of conserve him for late in the year, but obviously he'll still have his big games. Draft him in fantasy. Not telling you the guys to underrate him. He's still going to be a dog, but not having AJ Brown's going to hurt him a little bit. But they also did draft a receiver from USC in the first round after they traded him, so I'm sure he'll be decent. But yeah, just the Titans are the least bad team in this division, so the Colts will be competitive like they always are. Week 18 they'll have a chance to make the playoffs, but probably won't. But I'll go with the Titans to win this division. What do you guys think?
I'm honestly going to take the Titans as well. I'm going to go with the Titans. I know the Colts are probably the easy choice right now because everyone feels like it's an upgrade to go from Carson Wentz to Matt Ryan.
A little bit.
Yeah, it's not significant.
Yeah, it's not
37-year-old Matt Ryan.
Exactly.
Yeah.
And that's exactly why I'm going to take the Titans. That's exactly why I'm going to take the Titans. I just feel like Ryan Tannehill, although his struggles are pretty evident, just to be able to still perform in the regular season. He's been consistent since he's been in Tennessee as a regular season quarterback. I'll give him that. With Derrick Henry back there, then they added Robert Woods. They drafted a receiver in the first round. So I think the Titans will still be solid. So, and then they got the best coach in the division, I think. Frank Reich is a really good coach, but Mike Vrabel, I think, might be like a shade better. Yeah. Maybe a little tier above than Reich. So I'm going to take the Titans to win that division.
As you can see by my face, I am very confused here. I think...
Don't say the Jaguars.
This is a bad... No,
I do think Trevor will be improved, though. This year. Trevor will
hell
be improved.
No. We don't curse on this show. Hell no. I think Tennessee Titans, it's the battle of the running backs here. It's between Jonathan Taylor and Derrick Henry here.
Yeah.
So it's just kind of pick your poison. I'm going to say Jonathan Taylor just because he was more healthy last year. And yeah, so I'm gonna go with the Colts. Actually, I just want to be the different guy here, so I'm gonna go with the Colts.
Respect it.
Tannehill is ass. Go ahead.
All right, finally, the best division in football.
Yeah.
You could honestly make the argument the worst quarterback in this division is better than the best quarterback in maybe the NFC East. I don't know. I'd say Derek Carr, maybe slightly worse than Dak Prescott, but anyway, I digress. So the AFC West, it has Russell Wilson, the Broncos, Patrick Mahomes and the Chiefs, Derek Carr and the Raiders, and up-and-coming Justin Herbert and the Chargers.
Okay, this might be the hardest one that we've done so
this
far.
Is the hardest one. This is the hardest one.
Yeah.
And, I'd sound foolish to go against the Chiefs in the regular season, but they did lose Tyreek Hill, so I do think the Chargers are going to win this division this year. Because if they don't, there's going to be changes in that front office if they don't win that division this year. Not only not winning the division, but if they don't make the playoffs for sure. I just think with the acquisition of Khalil Mack, J.C. Jackson, obviously having Nick Bosa on the line.
And
who else did they get?
Von Miller.
Didn't
they get Von Miller?
That was
No, that was the Bills.
Yeah, that was
They
the
got
Bills.
Joey. It was Joey Bosa
So
and
they
somebody else.
got Joey Bosa,
Khalil Mack.
That's
Yep,
what it was.
Khalil Mack,
Khalil Mack.
Derwin James, J.C. Jackson. Like, this is just a loaded team. Like, and Justin Herbert is obviously the truth. He's not the reason they missed the playoffs last year. It's anything but.
Yeah.
So, I mean, I think Justin Herbert's going to be a serious league MVP candidate this year. Mark my words. I think him along with Josh Allen, based on the weapons they have. But
You got Chargers.
I got the Chargers, but the Chiefs will be a wild card. I do think, even though they got Russell Wilson, the Broncos will be the worst team in this division just because he's the least good supporting class. Supporting cast. I know Jerry Jeudy and Cortland Sutton are decent receivers and obviously going to be better under Russell Wilson than what they were under Drew Lock and Teddy Bridgewater, but the Raiders have Devontae Adams, Hunter Renfrow, Darren Waller, Josh Jacobs in the backfield. They got Chandler Jones for defense. I know he's not a good run stopper, but he's a good pass rusher. I just think the order's going to go Chargers, Chiefs, Raiders, Broncos, and the Broncos might be the only team that misses the playoffs out of those four.
This is just one of those where it's like Thanksgiving almost. It's like Thanksgiving. Your mom lays out all your favorite spreads, all your favorite options.
all the fixings, face.
All the fixes. All the fixes.
Stuffing, the gravy.
All the fixes. But in this case, we got to choose one. You can't get everything. We can't load up the mac and cheese. Can't get the mashed potatoes. You can't do any of that. You got to choose one. So if I got to choose one to win this division, it has to be, man.
Did the Skip Bayless exhale?
2 hours later.
I still will have to take the Chiefs. I still got to take the Chiefs. They lost Tyreek Hill, but they still got Andy Reid, who's probably the best coach in this division and most proven coach.
Yeah.
They made some additions to their defense. They got Justin Reed at safety. But the Raiders can definitely win this division as well. To add Chandler Jones with Max Crosby and then Devontae Adams, that's pretty dangerous. They could, but I don't like their coach. I don't trust their coach. After that debacle in the last game of the season last year, why would anybody trust their coach?
Right.
So I'm gonna still go with the Chiefs. Patrick Mahomes kind of had a down year last year. A lot of people are doubting him. So I just feel like when somebody doubts like a very good elite. Well, we can call Mahomes great at this point. He's proved he's great.
He's gonna make the Hall of Fame.
Yeah, when somebody doubts a great.
Happens.
When somebody doubts a great quarterback, I just feel like they always bounce back somehow, and I feel like Mahomes will have an MVP level year this year. So I'm gonna take the Chiefs to still win this division.
Easy answer here is Chiefs. I'm going with the Chiefs. It's gonna be Chiefs, Chargers, Raiders, Broncos. I want to say Raiders second, but because they're a new team and trying to figure out chemistry and stuff, even though Derek Carr and Devontae used to play together in college, it's going to be a little bit harder in the pros. So, it's a lot of things that they got to get right with their team. They do have a lot of good weapons, but I don't think they're ready to be second in the AFC West. So I'm going to go with third place for them. And hate to say it, man, I'm not the biggest Mr. Unlimited fan, as a person. But, on the field, he's had success. Got a Super Bowl, of course. But, they're going to be last in the AFC West, and I hate to say that. But, that's the truth. So,
It'll be a good last place team, we'll put it that way.
They could be a wild card in last place.
Yeah,
honestly.
but no one else could make the playoffs out of the other divisions besides the division winners if all four of them were to make the playoffs.
So you're saying the Broncos can't be a wild card?
They can, but literally no other wild card could come out of the other three divisions. So only the division winners would come out of the other three.
To be optimistic, I'm going to say I hope that they are a wild card team, but I don't think they're going to make the cut. Can't lie to you.
They'll be alive the last week of the season, but with a lot of scenarios.
They're not going to be a bad team. They could surprise all of us and be third, or fourth. Or second.
All it takes a big injury for one of the other teams.
Yeah, exactly. That's all it takes, one injury in the NFL. So that's going to do it for this episode of the Got Next podcast, man. I hope you guys enjoyed the episode. Make sure you like, comment, subscribe, all that type of stuff. If you think the Jaguars are going to be number one in the AFC South, let us know. You think the Jets are going to be the number one in the AFC East, let us know. If Bennett's haircut looks terrible, let us know. So make sure you guys watch the next episode. Thanks for the support, all of that type of stuff, and we'll catch y'all next time.
Yeah.
I'm about to get that cut on Friday too. I was like,